Well, I'm sitting here half nude, and the gods told me to film myself reading the Lotus Sutra with my boob hanging out. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, do it. You have to cut your karma and to take on YouTube and get them to let you start posting whatever you need to post. So then I accidentally had the camera facing that block that you're against. So I'm gonna go with that. When I opened the Nichiren's writings, there was a little piece of dog food for Dobby in it, as a little bookmark.
Man, that was the most delicious dog food I ever ate.
Offerings to Dobby, a benefit to Dobby from practicing the law with her life. So it was on the Treasure Tower chapter. That's what I'm reading from the major writings of Nichiren Daishonin, and I'm hoping this will help all of you who are watching. Sean, that's Shawnee, aka Singer, and anybody else who's watching this probably small group cluster of videos. On the Treasure Tower. I have read your letter with great care. I have also received your offering to the Treasure Tower of 1 khan of coins, polished rice, and other articles. This I have respectfully reported to the Gohansen and to the Lotus Sutra. Please rest assured. So the aliens showed me that all this stuff in my house was given to me by my neighbors when they threw it in the trash or they gave it to me. And so I have received their offerings to the Treasure Tower, and so many articles, there's I can't name it. The very desk you guys are sitting on is from the trash. I need to wipe it down. And so is this, and a whole lot. So that plant up there, not the hang-up. So all these people have given me so much stuff. The bed I sleep in, the other bed, the desk, so much. There's, I've shown you throughout the show, and I have respectfully reported to the Gohansen and to the Lotus Sutra these offerings, because I've always said they were making offerings to a Buddha. And they, somewhere inside of them, whether consciously or unconsciously, know they're doing that. So it's intentional for them to throw something brand new away into the dumpster, something beautiful into the dumpster, when they know damn well I'm going to go out there and dig it out. It's an offering to a Buddha. And when Darren was here, it was for both of us, and it's for our show, and it's for all of you. I gotta get a cup of coffee. Let's see if they'll let me. It's right here. I just had to walk across the room and get it. So all this intense fighting has been going down, and I'm constantly asking, through the literature, through chanting, through looking around in my environment for signs. What am I doing wrong, and how can I do it right? Because it's so important to do it right, because last night Sean and I both realized we had died in the last realm. And thank goodness we're still together. Meaning he's in New York City and I'm here in Santa Fe. So, in your letter, he says, you ask, what is signified by the treasure tower where Tahoe Buddha was seated, appearing from within the earth? The appearance of this bejeweled stupa in the 11th chapter of the Lotus Sutra is one of great importance. Okay? That sounds like it's a big, like Stonehenge kind of rock thing with jewels on it. No, this motherfucking stupa is humongous. It's basically bigger than all the sky. It's bigger than all the sky that you could see. It comes up out of the ground with Tahoe Buddha, who was a Buddha who died a long time ago in distant past, and he made a vow that wherever the Lotus Sutra was preached, he would come forth inside, residing inside the treasure tower. That's bigger than the whole entire sky. It's bigger than yojanas and this and that are Japanese words, but it translates into really, 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 really freaking huge. Okay? In the 8th volume of this Hokimangu, by the way, you can buy all this literature or access all this literature at the sgiusa.org website. Or just start going to the SGI meetings. That's what I'd do if they hadn't kicked me out. And I may end up back there. I sure frickin' hope so. But I may die a few times along the way, a few more times, because refuting error with these Buddhas is what got me killed the last time. The other night. Last night. And I left all my loved ones who are back in that realm, suffering and grieving over a Buddha who died. And I can't leave them back there like that. So I've got to keep going, keep practicing, wielding the sword of the strategy of the Lotus Sutra. And this is how you do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. I've been showing you guys how I've been trying to do it. And Nichiren showed us with every single action, word, thought, just his whole entire being of his life. So get to Nichiren. President Ikeda said, if you're going to practice, and we've got Nichiren, we've got the Buddha, right? The Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, the Lotus Sutra. Then later comes Nichiren. Then after that, in the world, Shakyamuni Buddha was 2,500 years ago, before Christ, okay? That means 500 years before Christ. He was alive before Christ, lived before Christ. Some people say he influenced Christ. And then later the teachings, Buddhism went through China, from India to China to Japan, and then spread out through other places. But once it got to Japan, it got to Nichiren Daishonin eventually. He was born into Buddhism of his day. And then Nichiren Daishonin lived in the 1200s, and in Japan he became a monk as a child so that he could save his parents from suffering. And he studied all the Buddhist teachings of his day. And he realized within the Lotus Sutra, he realized the title, which is another word for that, is Daimoku, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. And that if we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo or say Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, we're reading the entire Lotus Sutra every time we say it. Just like saying Randy, Randy, Randy is to say everything about Randy. To say Ricky, Ricky, Ricky is to say everything about Ricky in that one word. Kim, Kim, Kim is everything in that one name. Bo, Bo, Bo. Everything in that name. Sean, Sean, Sean. Shawnee, Shawnee, Shawnee. That's who they're saying are watching this. I know Shawnee is. But they're saying that Ricky, Randy, Kim, Sean are watching this video. Because I'm probably going to be sending it directly to you at some point when they tell me to. Because you guys want to know. You want to know. Your motherfucking sons of bitches treated me shit. And you want to know. I'm being fucking compassionate to you fuckers. And reading this shit to you. And you know why I'm doing it? Because I'm fucking compassionate. That's why. And you want to know. And I'm also fucking being mean and weird and stupid out of fucking compassion for you because I fucking once was normal. Not really normal, okay? We're in a prison system world. You ain't never gonna be normal here. But I was able to read words and speak words and think, you know, stuff like that. And I had the compassion to lose all that shit for you guys. But I already know you know that, so I had to fucking tell you, so I can mitigate some of your fucking karma, because you got some shit-filled karma. This is gonna make you sick. Because I refuted error with you dudes. Because you left me out in the cold, fucking all alone, here, knowing I needed your help, and all that shit. Sold that house, sold that property. And I know you have that fucking money still. Okay? Don't fuck with somebody doing this, because if you do, they already know everything. They see through the Buddha eye. We'll get to that later, okay? But I love you dudes. I'm not gonna fucking leave you behind if I can fucking help it. Why do you think I throw this show out in front of you dudes? Yeah, I want to be rich and famous, dudes. I'm not stupid. I got the treasure tower here that they're saying, come on, access the treasure tower. It's full of treasures. So yeah, there's that. And I've needed your support with that shit. But I've always said openly on, you know, stuff that I'm here to propagate the law. Tina Turner propagated this law, you probably remember. You don't remember, dudes? Fucking watch What's Love Got to Do with It? She chanted all through it. It's the secret mystic law. It's hard to, you can right in front of you and not see it. In fact, it's everywhere, really. But let me get back to this. In your letter you ask, what is signified by the treasure tower where Tahoe Buddha was seated, appearing from within the earth? The appearance of this bejeweled stupa in the 11th chapter of the Lotus Sutra is of great importance. In the 8th volume of the Hokimangu, the great teacher Tiantai explained the appearance of the treasure tower. He stated that it had two distinct functions: to lend credence to the preceding chapters and to pave the way for the revelation to come. By the way, Shawnee, my Shawnee, today I had to change the title to Standing Room Only of our show. And they don't want me referring to the old title, even though there's still, you know, SEO stuff to get people connected, and it's still in the car and the cards and stuff. But the transfer is started, and I gotta tell you, I'm really wishing I hadn't kicked you out of there. It might have been the right thing, but I'm wishing that you were back in there, but I don't know if it's the right thing yet. So, anyway, I've always said, once I realized it, I've said I needed your help on this show. I will say that there's a way in which, Shawnee, you love this show more than Darren and I ever even loved it, and we were fucking obsessed with it. And you take it over the top, beyond that. That's why I'm worried you're gonna steal this show from me, dude. And because you're so in love with it. And, you know, you're more in love with it. You see what it is. You saw it from the damn beginning. I tried to help you see that. By the way, I slapped it out for you. Meaning the gods helped me do that. So that's why I'm keeping you out. So that maybe I can, you know, like, get in touch with how much I love the show. Because it brings out my karma too. To watch it and be like, that's fucking irritating. It's fucking, you know, I'm really angry at him. I'm really, angry at him, Darren. I'm really angry at myself for looking stupid, whatever. Being stupid, just, it brings out my karma too. It's bringing out everybody's karma who's watching it. But they're watching it. So we're up to 2,209. Last I checked, it's probably way higher than that now. It is. So, it's just got to translate into fucking money and get that money to me so I can keep taking care of myself and doing this. But they're telling me I basically, like, right now can't even be normal and get up, get dressed, take a shower, not in that order, and go out and drive around and go get groceries or pay bills, or which I can do from my phone. You don't need to leave the house. And I'm filming you guys on Marlon Brando, Shawnee's phone. And Shawnee probably just got himself a new fucking, really nice fucking phone for what he'd been doing. So, because he threw the other one across the room and cracked it. I think he cracked it, but made it where it doesn't work. After I gently told him, please, baby, don't do that. Don't be throwing that phone across the room. I love that you're a fucking crazy dude who throws phones across the room. I don't know why he can do what other people have done, and that just made me fucking irritated, and I can't stand him. Couldn't stand him for it. When he does it, I just fall in love with him more and more and more and more and more. I hope Shawnee isn't all too jealous for me including other people. He is. Oh my god, baby. We gotta include other people. We're trying to fucking save the world. These dudes are aching for it. They're needing it. They're craving it. They're fucking just begging me to call them and scream at them. So that I can get that fucked up karma out of their lives. And instead, they're smart and being nice to me. Kim was. Gave me $100. And Sean, the other Sean. Oh my god, I'm about to fucking refute error with you, dude. Let's hope I can keep from it, man. But if I can keep from it, you're in more danger than if I fucking don't, dude. But do not diss this teaching. You'll get your karma. You'll get smacked down from the universe, not just me. And you'll keep, the main thing we want, which I don't want it. Nobody fucking wants it. It hurts too bad. It's like getting eviscerated. Is for this fucked up karma. And Sean Miller, we're gonna call you Miller. Hey Miller, that means Sean, not Kim, but Miller, you've got some fucked up karma in your life too. You ended up in this extended family for a fucking reason. Meaning, we all have the lowest of the low fucked up karma. Everybody in this room has the worst fucking karma that is out there, okay? Maybe those Ukrainians and those people getting machetes, you know, cutting off their fucking limbs have it a little worse than we have, but we've had the lowest that I could, you know, other than that. I mean, Shawnee is Jewish. Just think about that shit. He's a direct descendant from the Holocaust dudes. Fucked up shit getting passed down, bad shit getting passed down, and he's all fucked up from it, dudes. That's why he found me and found the fucking Lotus Sutra. He's like, I can't do this. This is too bad. This is so fucking bad, you know. So don't talk shit about this teaching. The good news, Miller, is that you were actually promoting this show after you talked shit about it. Actually sitting and talking to somebody, probably at a church event, and sitting, which you guys need to stay in church, dudes. Stay in church. You need to save those fucking people. That sounds arrogant? I'm saying you guys, Miller and Kim, are going to be saving those fucking people. That's your karma. That's your destiny right now. I'm sitting here fucking being mean to you, bossing you around. Okay, remember in the Bible when they fucking sold Joseph into slavery? And after he said, you will be bowing down to me from the dream that God gave him. Well, that's this. That's right now. Okay? That's where you guys fucking sold me into slavery. You did. God, you guys are going to be so sick from this. But you'll get better. If you die in that realm, you'll come back and stay with me. Okay? You'll be with me. Don't worry. You'll fucking be with me. Okay? You guys are so fucking close to death, I don't want to even refute error with you dudes, because if I do, you know, you're in danger, you're on the line, but if I don't, your karma's never coming out, you're gonna die anyway, and come back and have the same shit-filled karma. So, just let me do it. So, anyway, I can't remember what I was saying, but it was something about, you know, you're gonna save those fuckers in that church and all those other fucking people in that church, all those churches. You've been to all of those churches. You're gonna fucking go back and you're gonna fucking wield the sword of the strategy of the Lotus Sutra in all those fucking places. Why? Because it hadn't helped you. Okay? It hasn't helped you, dudes. Marty and I stepped in and wielded the sword of the strategy of the Lotus Sutra, so now you're alive. Man, I hate doing this. It's like I turn on the camera, trying to be gentle, trying to be nice, trying to be kind of normal. But all this shit got me so fucked up that when I turn on the camera, I start refuting error with you, which is the most compassionate thing I can do. It's horrible. It takes the toxicity out of you. You could throw up this horrible green shit, and you're fucking lucky for it. I was too gentle with Joseph, this dude who had horrible meningitis. And I went to visit him in the hospital, and I just whispered, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo in his ear. And he was vomiting all over the fucking place. The worst fucking green vomit I've ever seen. It was straight out of The Exorcist. And I told him, and this other dude was his boyfriend, that they should stay connected to the mystic law. They should continue chanting, because I healed him, and he ended up going home like the next day. After puking up this green shit so fucking bad that it just looked like he was vomiting big old buckets full of green pea soup. Green pea soup. Disgusting. I was scared. I was like, fuck, I'm in exercising some people right now. And I've exercised a whole lot of people since then. And now I'm exercising you. And you need to get your exercise. All of you. Get out there and fucking exercise. Get in to build up your fucking strength, dudes. When you're not puking. Okay? Do anything you can. Okay, well, Michelle just got here. Fine time to show up. You need to fucking be here. You don't show up late to the Buddha's teachings. I'm not I am a Buddha, but I'm preaching the law, the Lotus Sutra. I'm just a preacher. Yeah, I know we all want to get arrogant and say we're, even Nichiren had to keep saying, no, it's not me, Nichiren, it's the Lotus Sutra. He had to keep saying it because it's too easy to say, no, I am, it's me, So you'll find out. Michelle's gonna be great at this. That bitch already refuting error with everybody on Earth. You're good at that. This is gonna be fucking easy for you. Okay. So the Tahoe Buddha was seated, appearing from within the earth. The appearance of this bejeweled stupa, this humongous stupa, covered with jewels, in the 11th chapter of the Lotus Sutra is of great importance. In the 8th volume of the Hoki Mangu, the great teacher Tian Tai explained the appearance of the treasure tower. He stated that it had two distinct functions. One is to lend credence to the preceding chapters, in other words, to confirm the truth of the Lotus Sutra, and to pave the way for the next revelation. So the early part, the theoretical teachings, he says, yeah, that stuff's true, and you're going to hear some more stuff. So am I, dude. So am I. I don't get out of it. To put it another way, the closed tower symbolizes the theoretical teaching, and the open tower, the essential teaching. So, in other words, the closed tower symbolizes the theoretical teachings, the early part of the Lotus Sutra, and the open tower, it symbolizes the essential teaching, which is, I think it's, I don't, like about the middle of the Lotus Sutra. I'll have to remember that. To put it another way, so the closed tower symbolizes the theoretical teaching, the open tower, the essential teaching. I've got to tell you, I'm not exactly sure how to explain that, because I think this is a constantly transforming teaching, just like our show. Every time you look at it, it's different. It's because it's a reflection of the Lotus Sutra. I mean, it is the Lotus Sutra, so when you go and you watch it and you're laughing one time, and the next time you're, getting the shit kicked out of you and you're watching a damn puppet show, right? Or you're hearing very serious stuff, that time, it's like that. It changes as I change, and as I read it. So there's something here that I don't understand right now that's going to be revealed to me. That's why they're saying it. No. This represents the two principles of object, kyo, as in Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, and subject, chi, or reality and wisdom. And also chi means life force, that energy that flows through us, that gives us life force and is allowing us to connect. However, this is extremely complex, so I will not go into further detail now. In essence, the appearance of the treasure tower indicates that the three groups of Shakyamuni's disciples attained enlightenment only when they heard the Lotus Sutra and perceived the treasure tower within their own lives. It's within your own life. You, Randy, Ricky, Kim, Michelle, Miller, Shawnee, Bo. Now Nichiren's disciples are doing the same. In the latter day of the law, that's now, our time now, from Nichiren's time on, there is no treasure tower other than the figures of the men and women who embrace the Lotus Sutra. You all are the treasure tower. That's why it's so important. It follows, therefore, that those who chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, irrespective of social status, are themselves the treasure tower, and likewise, they themselves are Tahoe Buddha. You are Tahoe Buddha. You are the treasure tower. There is no treasure tower other than Myoho Renge Kyo, the Daimoku or title of the Lotus Sutra, which is to say, the Lotus Sutra. Lotus Sutra. The Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law. The Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law. The Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So that Daimoku, that title, the Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law, is the treasure tower. That is to say, the treasure tower is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I got that right. Now the entire body of a Butsu Shonin is composed of the 5 universal elements of earth, water, fire, wind, and ku. And ku, I wrote it. I wrote what ku is. Oh. Whoa. Ku is the, kind of like purgatory. So we'll go back to that more. That's how I understand ku. It is. It's purgatory. It's a place where nothing's happening. And you go after you die. It's kind of where I am, dude. It's like I have to preach the law to get out of here. So I can go out and go to the grocery store, get that damn tonic water, take a shower, get dressed, do my laundry, step out of the house. I'm in ku right now. They won't let me leave. They're making me stink. Cut my karma. These 5 elements, and thank goodness I get to reach out to you and do this from ku. These 5 elements are also the 5 characters of the Daimoku, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Therefore, a Butsubo is the treasure tower itself. A Butsubo is the man, the old man who asked us, what is the treasure tower? And Nichiren's responding. Therefore, this is one of my favorite chapters you guys could imagine. It'll be one of yours too. If not our favorite. But therefore, a Butsubo is the treasure tower itself. And by the way, Bo, a lot of these guys have Bo in their name. There is not an accident that you have your name as Bo. These 5 elements are also 5 characters of the Daimoku. Therefore, a Butsubo is the treasure tower itself. And the treasure tower is a Butsubo himself. Bo, dudes, you guys, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's been doing this a long time. We may not be able to communicate, but if we can, and pretend in a way like we're not doing this, and then get down to the nitty-gritty, like on the phone or whatever, or in text or whatever, or however Bo's gonna communicate, if we're lucky enough. This dude has been rocking it. Fucking rocking it out there. Rocking it. Risking his life, dudes. Fucking rocking it out there. Wielding the sword of the strategy of the Lotus Sutra, and he's been learning it for 16 years, but 16 years ain't 50 years. Marty's been doing it for 15 years. I mean, not 15. Shit, maybe 15. So anyway, but 50 technically. 50 fucking years building this Santa Fe area SGI. Fucking taking hits. He got with me, dudes. He fucking had some karma. I beat the shit out of that guy many a time, and he beat the shit out of me many a time. That's fucking normal in the SGI and in all of life. It's like everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? So don't feel bad that you done it. Now you're doing it for the sake of the law. If you have to fucking slap your bitch around or your fucking dick something. Dude, asshole, dick. Fucker or something, around. They don't, it's so sexist, You could call a woman a cunt, that means something bad. What do you call a dude, he's a dick. Oh, that's a compliment. There aren't any, sexist, slanderous words for men that equate to what women have. That's life. So like calling somebody a nigga, they're never going to be able to say something like that equivalent back to us. It doesn't exist. But those fucking rappers have been doing something right. Doing something right. Keep watching that rap, dudes. Watch that rap and promote it and use it to wield the sort of strategy of the Lotus Sutra. It makes your life easier. But anyway, Bo, you guys need to go to Bo. He is your fucking teacher. Okay? He is your fucking teacher. And if Jeff comes in later, I gotta tell Jeff, dude, you need to go to Bo to learn out about this shit. Because this dude been doing it. And I'm not fucking around. I mean it. Bo has been doing it. I knew that he was chanting from the time he was a little kid. He was doing what is scary to me called inconspicuous practice. Hiding it. Not telling anyone that he's doing it. But doing it. That's why it's hard to tell who's practicing and who's not. If you know someone's practicing, try not to fuck with those dudes. Like Bo. We know he's practicing now. Been outed because the Buddha's son in the Lotus Sutra, it talks about that he was an inconspicuous practitioner, and that made me like both uncomfortable and really interested in what somebody who's hiding that they're practicing. And that could be anybody out there. And all we can do is assume they need us to save them. If we don't know that they're practicing, then we need to go in and fucking save them. It don't matter. We've got to be willing to risk our fucking karma to take them on to fucking do this. Okay. Bo, good job. Excellent, excellent, Bo. The alien said we're getting prepared for some big, heavy shit. Way beyond anything on this earth. Way beyond knocking the shit out of some fucker with a gun. Right? Way beyond that shit. That's why we fucking have to be strong. Take care of ourselves. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No matter what happens. Keep chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo no matter what happens. And if you can't chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, do what you can till you can chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo again. That happens a lot to people in the SGI. Where they lose the ability to chant for a while. It happened to me. It's really rough when that happens. You grieve, man, big time then. Because you don't have your weapon, you don't have your identity, you don't have your religion. And yes, you will grieve your religion, but you've got your religion to go and save. So, it's the best I can do is tell you that. So connect with Bo if you have questions, too. And be studying, chanting, get the Gohansen, enshrine it. Mine isn't enshrined. I lost my karma and lost my boots on the altar, so I have to get a new one, but I will. I've got my Gohansen, dudes. It is the treasure tower adorned with 7 kinds of gems. Listening to the true teaching, believing it, keeping the precept, attaining peace of mind, practicing assiduously, unselfishly devoting oneself, and forever seeking self-improvement. You may think you offered gifts to the treasure tower of Tahoe Buddha, but that is not so. You offered them to yourself. You yourself are a true Buddha who possesses the 3 enlightened properties. You should chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo with this conviction. Or from my experience, just chant. But yes, the goal is to chant with that conviction. There's a reason you're here. Then the place wherein you dwell and chant Daimoku is the place of the treasure tower. The sutra reads, wherever one teaches the Lotus Sutra, right here and right now. This treasure tower of mine will rise and appear before him. All those aliens in their UFOs, right? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys have probably, all of you, had experiences with these UFOs. This sky right outside my door, I couldn't see it, but I saw it in my mind's eye, was totally jam-packed with the Buddhas. So the treasure tower will appear. So again, the sutra reads, where everyone teaches the Lotus Sutra, this treasure tower of mind will rise and appear before him. Faith like yours, Bo, is so extremely rare that I will inscribe the treasure tower especially for you. It's also the Gohansen. The Gohansen is the treasure tower. Get to the SGI and get your Gohansen. See if you can get an omamori, a small one that you can wear around your neck. Just ask, you might get it. See what your karma is like. I've had one for years, and now I have to work to get another one. Where everyone teaches the Lotus Sutra, this treasure tower of mine will rise and appear before him. Faith like yours, all of yours, is so extremely rare that I will inscribe the treasure tower especially for you. You should never transfer it to anyone but your son. You should never show it to others unless they have steadfast faith. This is the reason for my advent in the world. Abutsabo, Bo, you deserve to be called a leader of this northern province. You're going to the north. I want you to come to Santa Fe, and I hope to goodness you'll end up here. But right now you're in the north. Could it be that Bodhisattva Gyogyo, that's Bodhisattva never disparaging, we'll get to that later, was reborn into this world as a Butsabo and visited me? By agreeing to be my son. How marvelous. It is beyond my power to understand why you have such pure faith. I will leave it to Bodhisattva Jogyo, Bodhisattva never disparaging, when he appears, as he has the power to know these things. I am not saying all this without good reason. You and your wife, Alicia, should worship this treasure tower privately. That part will be removed about Alicia. That part will be removed. Should worship this treasure tower. Says you and your wife should worship this treasure tower privately. I will explain more later. So Bo already does worship this privately, and all of you should worship this privately right now. With my deep respect, Nichiren. The 13th day of the 3rd month in the 9th year of Bunai, 1272. There's a postscript notes, but they don't want me to read that right now. You guys can find it if you're lucky enough online. I love you guys. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. This is a long video, so I'm going to upload it. What in the hell happened to me, dudes? I found the Lotus Sutra, you guys. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I bow to your Buddha natures in gratitude. We're saving the world now, guys.